Hello everyone, and welcome to Power Pages Tips. My name is Nicholas Hayduk, and this is tip number 300. Looking back on 300 tips. It's been almost 2 years since our last big milestone of 200 tips. Now, we are excited to release our 300th tip. To celebrate, I thought we'd look back at some of the more popular tips from the last 6.5 years. Our most viewed tip is actually our first one, using the Terms and Conditions feature. Of course, being our first tip, it's been around the longest, and it appears at the beginning of the playlist, so that probably helps boost its views. But I also think that adding a Terms and Conditions feature is something a lot of sites need, especially for GDPR compliance, which was the reason the feature was first introduced. So go check out tip number 1 if you want to add terms and conditions to your Power Pages site that need to be accepted before the user can browse the rest of the site. The second most viewed tip is number 53, Introduction to Web Forms. This doesn't surprise me. Web forms, or multi-step forms as they are now known, are a popular feature, but pretty complicated, so it makes sense that people might be looking for help with them. Tips 54 through 61 dive even deeper into multi-step forms. Next on the list is tip number 30, Knowledge Base Overview. The Dynamics 365 templates for Power Pages continue to be popular, and the classic use case for Power Pages continues to be the help desk scenario, which includes the knowledge base. Number 4 on the list is tip number 3, Partner Portal Overview. This tip is followed by 11 more tips to cover the main functionality of this Dynamics 365 based template. There isn't a lot of Microsoft documentation on this template, so I think spending a few minutes watching these tips is certainly a faster way to find out what it offers as compared to installing it yourself and trying things out. Finally, number 5 on our list is tip number 77, Dealing with the White Screen of Death. Another tip that is not a surprise to me to be near the top. Unfortunately, most people who have tackled a Power Pages project have probably run into the white screen of death. And this tip covers your options for getting more details on what's going on. My big takeaway from reminiscing is how relevant these old tips are. Perhaps some names have changed, or the interface has been updated, but for the most part, even tips created over 6 years ago are still very relevant to Power Pages today. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found the Power Pages tip number 300 on looking back on 300 tips useful.